welcome to this epic disaster. We are back after quite a while. I feel like it was a while.
It hasn't been a while.
Probably not been a while.
It's been 1 week.
When did we do I don't know. I feel like it's been an abnormally long period that we recorded.
But it hasn't. We recorded early, like we recorded on a Tuesday to post on a Monday.
Well, that's almost 2 weeks. That's
Yeah.
why I'm correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been long.
And now it
seems like no one else knows, but for us, we know.
Now it's Sunday, and this is what's going to be released tomorrow.
How are you, everyone? How are you feeling out there?
How's it going?
How's your life?
It's spring.
We're almost post-COVID.
First day of spring.
Not really, but almost.
No.
Is it really first day of spring?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, did you spring forward? Everyone's spring forward.
Already.
They're trying to pass a law
where you don't have to spring.
You don't spring forward. It stays to where it. Do you think that's good?
I don't care. I don't have a preference, honestly. It doesn't.
I think you get used to it. It's fine, It
doesn't affect me,
right.
Honestly. Like, what is okay? And I guess it doesn't affect me because I never really understood the point of it.
It all has to do with cows. It started back when, farmers needed extra daylight and all this stuff.
Right.
And it's kind of outdated. We don't need all that junk anymore.
I mean, maybe the agricultural lifestyle still needs that.
Yeah, I'm
like
not saying there's no farmers, but it's not the same way, though. We have lights.
Yeah.
We have in their house now electric lights.
Yeah.
Things like that.
And their machinery can have lights on it, and
And you can have a light beer.
And we're about to. I'll tell you what we're gonna drink. I don't know if it's light. It doesn't say light. Okay.
That was just a transition. I don't know.
Horrible segue. Horrible.
Thank you.
What we're drinking today is called Mama's Little Yella Pills.
I don't smell anything.
And
Does
you know
beer
what
not have a smell at
you know
all?
what a little yellow pill is?
I don't, but you do apparently.
It's Quaalude.
Okay.
They don't give them out anymore, I don't think.
Look at
Why
that.
would you pour it like that?
Well, why don't you just lick my
Why would you
phone?
pour it like that? That's ridiculous. Okay. This is a Bohemian Pilsner. It's 4.7% alcohol.
bossy?
Shut up. And, we're going to give it a shot. It's by Oskar Blues Brewery.
Mm-hmm. We've had some of theirs before.
We have.
It's been a while, though, I think.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the head to calm down a little bit.
Because you poured it like a little...
I did. I just poured it. It came out. You're pouring it.
Yeah, I'm pouring it correctly. Talk to Doug.
I need...
See how it's done? Look at that. That's perfect. Perfect. You didn't do it. Now you've got half a glass ahead.
Okay. Oh, dang. It's full. Garbage can is full.
Gotta full.
Take it out.
All right, I'm going to taste it.
Mine will be really, really full of head. I watched a video the other day, a couple of days ago, on how to shave your beard. There are certain videos that exist that I don't even think about.
Yeah?
And that's one of them. But you could just go on YouTube and just come up with something. I don't know. Like you could learn to tattoo.
On YouTube.
On YouTube. I saw, and I know they were tattooing oranges.
Yeah.
That's how they practice. Like I know a girl who went to tattoo school and she practiced on pig skin.
Oh yeah.
Dead pigs and stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to.
But there was actually a video on how to shave your beard, how to trim your beard, how to take care of your beard.
Well, a lot of people, when they first start growing out their beard, they have no idea what to do with it.
Yeah, and so I've seen videos on like barbers cutting hair and stuff, and which that's not really useful because it doesn't really teach. I'm sure there are videos on how to cut your own hair, but I haven't seen it. But so there were things I didn't really realize it's handy to know about cutting your beard.
Tell us.
And just learn. No. Just go on YouTube and look it up.
No.
You just let your beard do what it needs to do.
Okay.
No, it was a guy. So the dude who was teaching the class. So I have a medium beard, I guess. I'm not. I know a guy. I've got some friends who could shave in the morning, and by night they got a beard.
Yeah, basically.
Just like it. There's
Like an inch long beard.
They're dudes. They're just like hair just never stops growing. Mm-hmm. And I'm not that dude.
No.
But I think when I was younger, I might have had a little bit of beard trouble. But as I've gotten older, I don't really. My beard, but I don't have the mega beard, but I have an okay beard. I think.
I think so.
Yeah. So this guy was one of those. It's like a big, thick, bushy, just like crazy beard.
Right.
So he let it grow for like 10 weeks without cutting it. So because he was
So it gets all scraggly.
He said it was driving him nuts.
Yeah, I bet.
And then so on the video he shows how to cut it. But it's very interesting. But I'm just fascinated that you can find those kind of videos with just about anything that you want to know.
I wonder if
online.
there's a video on how to trim your ear hair without an ear hair trimmer.
Probably.
Like pluck each ear hair
I
out.
guess.
Oh, we should pluck your nose hairs on a.
Why? Why mine? Why don't do yours?
I mean, we could. Everybody has nose hairs, and actually, you need your nose hairs.
Yeah. So don't pluck them.
Okay.
Would you rather have someone pluck them, or would you rather pluck them yourself?
I think that I would rather pluck them myself.
All right. Let's play a game of Would You Rather,
Okay.
and then let's get this podcast on the road.
I've got a few things to talk about today, so it's going to be
On the road.
on the road.
All right. Drop it, Red. Here you go.
It's green.
All right. So green is ethics/intellect.
Okay.
Would you rather escape from a Turkish prison and have a friend beheaded for it? In other words, you escaped, but your
Right.
friend was beheaded.
Because of it.
Or stay 20 years to save your friend's life. Which would you rather? So your friend dies, or you stay so your friend
So this is like a John McCain question.
kind of probably, yeah.
Like they were going to let him out because of his dad, and he's like, "No, solidarity. I'm staying."
Hate my dad.
Um.
So that's kind of like my fear. So like if someone broke into the house and was like trying to make me like go with them or do stuff or reveal things, or whatever, and I would be like, screw you, no, shoot me, go ahead.
Yep.
What do I care? Do it.
Yep.
You're gonna do it anyway.
Right.
My fear is always that they would like turn on my wife.
Yep.
So like torture
not like,
her.
Not like turn on like turn
they would
her
like
on.
torture
They would-
her or do things to her.
in order to get you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make me do stuff.
Yeah.
I'm always afraid of that,
That's a major fear. I've always been, and this shows how much I've been alone. But I've always been afraid that somebody will, some home invasion, and they'll threaten to like kill my dog if
Yeah.
I don't,
Yeah.
comply.
Most of the time they don't threaten. They just come in and shoot them because
know.
they don't want the dogs biting them.
I know.
So they'll shoot them.
I can't imagine that. I
Yeah.
can't imagine that.
I'm still planning on getting a gun. I had advice from Aaron, who he gave me some advice on a better gun, maybe. So
Oh,
I'm gonna
good.
check it out.
Yeah, check that out.
See if it's any good.
Okay, before you do that, drop a stone.
Drop a stone.
Drop a stone.
Don't
It's your
drop
turn.
a gun.
No.
So did you pick one? You didn't pick one. You didn't decide which one you were going to do.
Oh crap.
You either have to escape while your friend is beheaded, or save your friend by staying 20 years.
I would discuss it with my friend to see.
Would you like to lose your head?
No, it's just like, should we end this now,
Yeah.
or should we stay for 20 years? Because if you want to stay for 20 years, I'll stay with you.
Well, I don't know that it's saying that your friend stays for 20 years. You have to stay. Maybe your friend is freed.
Oh. So I'm picking my life over my friend's, or my
I
friend's
think
life
that's
over mine.
the basic idea of the question, yes.
I think, depending on the friend, I would sacrifice myself.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But I would then, if I were there for 20 years, I would do stupid shit so that they would behead me
Yeah.
quickly. Because I don't want to be here for 20 years.
All right, I also dropped a green one.
And green, again, is ethics and intellect. Would you rather have your best friend have an affair with your spouse
Uh-oh.
or with your parent?
Oh, my parents.
That's easy.
Yeah.
That's an easy one.
Do my mom, leave my wife alone.
You'd be like, dude, if you want to have sex with my mom, she probably could use
Well, it
some.
says your parents, so it's like a three-way. It's my dad.
No, it doesn't
and my
say
mom.
parents. It says parent.
Parent.
Yeah,
Well, it is my
singular.
dad, though. I mean,
So? What if your best friend is a woman?
Now, what if my best friend's a dude?
I'm your best friend right now. Would you rather me have sex with Maria or your dad?
My dad is dead. That'd be really gross.
How about your mom?
My mom, I don't know if she's feeling well, so that's also gross. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't control people. I don't tell people what to do.
I'll just have sex with your wife.
I mean, if my wife comes to me and says she wants to have
office?
sex with you, I can't stop her. So you go work that out with her.
I'm not interested. Thank you so much. I'm not saying that in a bad way either.
I don't have any friends or parents of anybody that I could think of that I want to have sex with. Why are my friends targeting my wife and my parents?
I don't know.
What kind of friends do I have?
Me. You have me.
Are you like making passes at my parents? What's going on?
Hey, man, me and your mom.
Dang.
We were friendly.
80-something years old. I mean.
Age is just a number.
Okay.
All right. So I have a few things I want to talk about today.
Right.
Let's start with a joke, just to lighten the mood.
A joke?
Actually, I'll save the joke until after we discuss this because we're going to need to lighten the mood.
Just cut it short.
So I discovered recently that my opinions on relationships have changed.
Well, yeah, you're doing my mom.
I mean, just my basic opinions on relationships have changed over the years. Obviously, everybody's does.
Oh, so what does that mean? Basic opinions on relationships.
I'll get into it. Give me a second.
You got to tell me. You can't just lead me on.
Do you
you do my mom
or your wife? Do you remember? And I've said this to you. If I've said it once, I've said it 100 times that I'm just no good in relationships.
I don't believe that, but okay.
And I've always said I'm just bad at relationships. So that has changed. I don't think I'm necessarily bad at relationships. I think that with proper communication and possibly therapy, relationships could work out well for me.
What the hell? Why could you not have a relationship? Why do you need therapy to get along with a person?
Okay, let me get into it just a little bit more. One of the things that has changed one of the reasons I always felt like that my relationships didn't work out is I always felt like I was too independent. And my fear of getting into a relationship was that my independence would be taken away from me.
Yeah, I mean, you used to do this thing all the time. You used to tell me, like, you're not going to put down roots. You're not going to stay in one place long. That's what you always used to say. And now it's just like, okay, maybe you didn't used to, but you've been here a while.
Yeah.
And why move around? It's nice here. You like it here. You got friends here. You're doing a podcast. I mean, okay. So now that you might be here a while, go ahead and start looking around.
You never know. But also, like, when I first left my second husband, and
Wait. You first left your second. Okay, I got it. All right.
Yeah, when I first left my second husband.
I'm really bad at math. I had to.
And I moved into my own place.
Mm-hmm. Was it your third place by chance?
No.
Okay.
It was my own place for the very first time.
Whoa.
There's more numbers. I'm in my early 30s at this point. I had never lived alone.
First husband, early 30s?
Second husband. I left my second husband. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was you first left.
You're just confusing me now.
No.
Anyways, when I was there by myself,
yes.
I was paying my own way.
Okay.
Nobody was paying for my rent or my car. I was doing it all myself. It was a struggle because I didn't make very much money at the time, but I still felt extremely independent.
Okay.
And that's the first time in my life I'd ever felt that way. And the first person I started seeing after that, I was just like, no, I will do this myself. No, I will do this myself. You can't help me. I don't want your help. Blah, blah, blah. All these kinds of things. And it's like the ability to not only ask for, but accept help took me a very, very, very long time. But I always felt like if I got into a serious, committed relationship, that I would lose my independence. That I would then be, I don't know. I wouldn't be able to say, no, I don't need your help. No, I don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now I feel like I think you can still be independent and share your life with someone.
Yes.
It's not all of a sudden you have to do what they say and you have to be under their rule and you have to
Totally.
do that. And sharing my life with somebody was never really something that I understood. I mean, I'd said it and I'd heard it and I'd read about it and I'd talked about it, but it just feels like you can still be your own person. And there are so many ways around being your own person. Like all these people that I'm reading about that live separately, but they're married.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they work it out quite well. Like they see each other very often. They spend, like, I'll spend 3 days over here. You'll spend 3 days over here, but this is my space and we're going to have a couple days to ourselves as well.
Well, that works.
For some people, not everybody.
So I feel like, so the thing is, a healthy relationship is about two people who can be independent
and separate individuals
choosing to share.
Correct.
So you can't be completely independent if you're living with someone. You can't be completely independent if you're in a relationship. That's not a relationship.
Correct.
So you yield in the relationship a certain amount of your independence. And that's not to say you're not independent. It's like, I could be, but I'm giving this up for the relationship. It's just part of the relationship. And I think that that's healthy. You have to be, I mean, what you've done living alone, you've proved to yourself, I can be independent. I can live alone. I can do this.
And I can succeed.
And you have succeeded. Now you could now take that into a relationship, and a relationship, you can actually have a stronger relationship because you're giving up a certain amount of that.
But not all of it.
No, there's no need to. You give up what's necessary. And at times, like if someone says, I have to go on a business trip for 2 weeks, you don't fall apart.
Right.
Because you can't, you don't, like, I can't stand being away from my wife. I can do it. I don't want to. I got married to her because I like being with her.
Right.
But I know that I could do it. And it's the same way. It's just like you get into a relationship, you love the person, you want to spend a lot of time with the person. You could say, I know I could do this because I've done it before.
Yeah.
But I gave up that amount, that little piece of my life for you and to be in this relationship.
Right. And you also have to communicate about, your individual time. People need me time.
Yeah.
And you don't want to have to do absolutely everything with your partner.
No.
You need separate time. And not just going to work. That's different. But you need your own time to experience your own things without them.
Well, I think that's true. And if I remember, like, what happened, and it's been a while, but if I remember what happened with us, we started off, I felt like in a good relationship, it was kind of like equal. But I felt like as we went along, the independence, the spending time alone, the me time took over. It became more important than the us time.
For me, you mean? Or for both of us?
Well, just in the relationship.
Okay.
It just happened in the relationship. I'm not saying who was at fault. I'm just saying that happened in the relationship.
I agree. And that may be because one or both of us felt like we were losing that. And you have to find a way to gain that back. Because then you become resentful if you lose something that's important to you.
Well, it's true, but there are, like in my relationship, and I guess, at my age, it's the way it should be. But it's like, I don't want to get it back. I mean, I do have a certain amount of independence, and so does my wife. But it's like, I don't want to recover a certain amount that I've willfully given up. I know I could do it, but I don't want to.
Right. And I get that too. But you take care of yourself. Mm-hmm. You don't expect somebody to take care of you. Right?
Again, that's true, but I feel like that becomes a benefit of being in a relationship. It's like you don't have to resent someone taking care of you. You can enjoy it. And when I say taking care of you, it can be any way. That's part of the relationship. If you get sick, it's nice having someone bring you soup.
Yes, this is nice.
It's nice having someone to look after you.
Yes.
If you're depressed, it's nice having someone to care for you.
Right.
If you're just not feeling well or whatever, and then you reciprocate by doing the same thing. That's part of the nice thing about a relationship, and I think it could work in other ways as well. To some people, like financially, they could get into a relationship where the husband supports the wife completely, or the wife supports the husband completely, whatever their agreement is in the relationship. But I think that being able, it's just communication. People just saying, this is what we're going to do. This is what we accept. And there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes it's okay having someone.
All relationships are different,
care.
and I understand that. And I understand that all relationships are different, and it's a communication thing. If you can communicate properly with your partner as to what level of care you need, and what level of care they need, and if you can both agree upon that and then play that out the way you agreed upon it, then you're both happy. You know, some people really need. And some people, when they get sick, they turn into big, fat babies. Like,
right.
You know, I need this, I need that, I need this. When I get sick, I'm like, leave me the hell alone. And so different people need different types of care.
Yes.
So if you can make that clear to your partner, and the partner doesn't feel, I don't know, like for me, if my partner doesn't feel rejected when I say, look, I'm sick, go away. You know, if they understand that that's just what I need when I'm sick, and I understand what they need when they're sick, and I do what they need, and I bring them soup, and I, bring them an ice pack or a heating pad or whatever it might be, then I think it will work out good. But there was another point I wanted to get into, which was one of the other things I've always said is I don't want to be responsible for somebody else's feelings. And it finally dawned on me that no one is responsible for anybody else's feelings, but you have to recognize their feelings, and you have to be able to listen to their feelings, and you have to be able to talk about yours with them. And if you can do that and have an adult conversation with your partner about your feelings, if they're different, and come to some compromise, which is like it hurts my mouth to say that word, compromise. Then I think that's the key right there. It's communication, compromise, and respecting each other's feelings. You don't have to like how I'm feeling right now, but you have to respect the fact that that's what I'm feeling. There's no feeling that's incorrect. There's no feeling that's wrong. So if we can have an adult conversation about why I'm feeling this way, and maybe, discuss it in an adult manner, and, if things do go out of hand, take the time to walk away and come back, then that's, I think, a healthy relationship.
I think just as important to that is not only being able to listen to other people's feelings, but I feel like a mature relationship is based on people who know how to listen to their own feelings.
Exactly.
It's like they don't dump on the other person.
No.
They, sometimes you have to be responsible for your own feelings.
Exactly.
You have to be able to go, I'm being unreasonable, or I don't know why I'm feeling this. What, you just deal with it. And then when you can't deal with it anymore on your own, then you bring it to the other person. Right. And then you try to deal with it together.
And that's what I've always said is I don't want to be responsible for somebody else's feelings. I don't want to be dumped on. I don't want to have to make it okay every time you're upset. I don't want to have to do that. If you can't do that yourself, then this is not a healthy relationship.
Right.
Now, sometimes you're going to need help, and if you ask for it properly and we can discuss it as adults, then I think that that's a healthy relationship.
I agree. I feel like in my long life,
almost 60.
Yes, and lots of failed relationships, lots of I don't even like the word failed, even though most of them did fail, but they ended, they just dissolved, whatever. But I think that I've learned one thing that's important, and I don't know if it's something that I could have fixed when I was younger or created when I was younger, but I feel like the way to have a successful relationship is both people have to be mature, and they both have to be kind of equally matched up.
Yeah.
If you have one person who's much more needy than the other person, you might be able to be in a relationship. You might be able to do it for a little while. I just feel like in the end, it's going to kind of be trouble.
Yeah. Yeah, because eventually the person who isn't needy is going to feel constantly used.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just feel like that. So what I discovered in my current relationship, and again, this is just like so far.
Yeah.
I don't know if
so
it's gonna
far.
change. But I think the level, we were both kind of on the same level, and I don't think either of us had a whole lot of baggage that we brought to the relationship.
Right. You leave that at the door.
And I'm not saying there's perfection. I mean, sometimes some things have happened that's very challenging, but for the most part, it's smooth. We get along. It just,
Now here's why. In my opinion, you guys had a bit of a learning curve, just like any relationship at the beginning, and after that learning curve, you were both mature enough to recognize that and whatever issues came with that learning curve, and then find a way together to deal with whatever was causing those issues.
Yeah.
And now you're just like, yeah.
Well, it still happens every once in a while.
And
Little
it's
things.
going to, yeah.
But I do feel like that it in my relationship now, I don't feel like there's anybody. It's like if you get into a relationship where someone has a substance abuse problem, you can make it work. It is going to be a challenge.
Yes.
If you're a person who has severe personality disorders, it's going to be a challenge. I'm not saying you can't do it. It's just going to be a challenge. Mm-hmm. And you have to be able to, it's much more successful if you're kind of equally matched up.
I agree.
Personality wise, need wise. If one person, like we said, is more needy, it could be a problem. So I just feel like the emotional level of both people need to kind of be the same.
Like, yeah.
And then you can do all right.
You have to have not matching, but similar emotional IQs.
Yeah.
You have to be able to agree on how you're going to handle situations. Mm-hmm. You have to be able to agree on all the things we just talked about, like me time and together time, and who's doing what, and who what do I need when I'm this way? What do you need when you're that way? And if you can agree on it, and it doesn't have to be like written down on a contract or anything. It's just things that you talk about before you commit to like a huge relationship.
Yeah, I feel like that for you. Like you can't judge your quality of relationship, your ability to be in a good relationship based on what you did in the past. I mean, my first relationships were, I was horrible.
Yeah.
And I don't mean horrible as in like abusive. I didn't have emotional skills to be a good partner.
Right.
But it's part of the learning that happened with me. Mm-hmm. And then I feel like I got better and I got to be more understanding. I got that, like, things happen in my relationship now. Like when I was in my 20s, I would have blown up about it.
Threw your hands up and ran out of the room.
Yeah. And it's like, now I don't care.
Yeah.
It's like opinions. I don't care. I don't have really strong opinion. I like to rant about things, but it's mostly because it's just fun. I mean, I don't feel like I'm a complainer, but I like to do it in a fun way. Just kind of complain. But I'm not a constant complainer. I'm not a constant. I'm not a person that needs constant attention or service or what. I'm just much more laid back than I used to be.
Yeah, and that's a good feeling.
Yeah, and I think that's probably what you would find about yourself.
I think so. You're probably right. I mean, it's been this long since I've been in a serious relationship.
So you're what?
I'm a woman.
Late 40s?
Oh.
I'm trying to think. So you're probably the age now that I was when we were together.
Yes. I met you when you were 47.
Wow.
I am currently 47.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. It's been 12 years, which is, or about 12 years, which is how much older you are than I am.
It's the Chinese zodiac, 12 years. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So I'll be 48 this year, though, and you'll be 60.
Yeah. God.
I just like to say it. You'll be 60.
Nasty.
It's not nasty. It's just it's just a number.
No, but it's still nasty.
Okay.
I was thinking the other day, so like your whole life, you just think, I don't know, when you're young, you're just like, oh, it's going to be fun when I'm in my 20s. And it's like, oh, it'll be great. I'm going to be distinguished when I'm in my 30s. Oh, my 40s, man, I'll probably have a house and it'll be great. So I don't have anything to look forward to except my 70s and my 80s.
I remember
That's
those.
like the end. That's the no one's just like, oh boy, can't wait till I'm 80.
Golden years.
No one does that.
But see, here's the thing. Some people do. When I was little, I always thought, and I say little, and I'm talking like younger, before my teens, so pre-teen. I always thought it would be great to be, I can't wait till I'm 21 because, I wanted to, whatever, but I started drinking way before that anyway. And then, I can't wait until I'm out on my own, which would happen somewhere in my 20s, and I thought I'd go to college and I thought I'd do all this, and it didn't happen because of life. And then I started thinking, well, in my 30s, like you said, I'll be more distinguished and I'll have myself settled somewhere. And in my 40s, I'll have a family, maybe, or not, but I'll be successful, maybe in business, maybe in, something else, I'll be successful. And then in my 50s, I'll start thinking about retirement. And then, of course, I was going to retire when in my 60s.
In your 60s, you get that prostate cancer.
Right.
Great.
And then in my 70s and 80s, if I lived that long, then I would be out, doing retirement things. I'd be out on the road in my RV. I'd be fly fishing. I'd be going antiquing in every state.
I mean, I plan to live. I'm going to have fun. Just do what you got to do until you. I mean, that's in that life. Life is just about filling up the time until you're gone. I mean, what else can you do?
Yeah. If you can make a contribution to the world while you're here, do it.
I mean, I don't want to be bedridden and sick for a long period of time. Nobody wants that, and it's inevitable. Something's going to get you at some point.
Dying is part of life.
Yeah. So you just have to go on and live, but it's weird. It feels weird.
Does it?
It's totally weird to just think 60.
Well, when I think about 60, that's 12 years from now.
Well, what's weird is watching TV and then somebody will be like, oh, yeah, I ran into this old guy. He was in his 60s. Uh-huh. You hear that a lot. Mm-hmm. It's very weird.
And you're like, I'm not an old guy. And what's funny with you is I've told you several times that there are places that you frequent that have senior discounts, and you refuse.
We were talking about that last night. We were out with a couple of our friends, and the guy is old. He's, I guess, early to mid 50s.
Okay.
He won't do the discount either.
I don't understand that.
Why? Why do you want to do it? I don't.
If it's a discount, take it.
No.
No?
To me, it's offensive. Like when I go, like we talked. I shop at Goodwill. I love it.
Yeah, me too.
And they always, when I'm checking out, they're always like, ask me if I'm a senior. Do you need the senior discount?
Need?
That's offensive to me.
Yeah. But
it's like they're asking me what race I am. It's like, that's none of your business.
You would never go into a place and say, do y'all have a senior discount?
Not at this point. No. Why would I want to do that? It's to save $2? No, it's not worth it. A senior discount. Why would I need? So I understand senior parking. And I guess the senior discount is for people who are on a budget. I understand.
Like
I'm not on a budget.
Social Security, yeah.
I'm not on that. So I just don't feel like I need to be taking advantage of that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So my dad took advantage of all of that.
Yeah.
He loved it.
Yeah.
But I'm just not that person. I can't do it.
No. I wonder if that's part of the reason. That's interesting.
I've never wanted that. I don't want excuses. I don't want handouts. I don't want loopholes. I don't need that stuff.
Okay.
It's not for me.
It's interesting though. Some people are all about it and some people aren't.
Well, it's like, and it's kind of judgment, and I don't mean it as a judgment. It's like I will go to grocery stores and I'll see people riding in the little cart.
Yeah.
And I swear they don't need it.
But see, you don't know their
That's
body.
what I just said. I'm judging. I know. But they look totally healthy and they'll stand up. And I don't know. I don't know if it's just like they need a ride. They just don't. They want to. I mean, it's fun. That's okay. I'll ride around.
There are a couple of very valid reasons that people who look perfectly healthy, including myself, might on occasion need to ride those. Now, I never have. But if you have
my wife did when she had foot surgery, she can walk, and and that's, I understand that, but I just feel like I've seen teenagers.
Okay, and they're just playing,
but they might have problems too. I'm just saying. I'm not going deep into the judgment. I'm just saying sometimes I look and go, maybe that person doesn't need to be riding.
And that's part of the stigma of unseen
Right.
pain and illness.
Yeah, and that's why you're not supposed to judge. So.
Yep.
Anyway,
that's how I'm feeling about relationships.
Why are you analyzing yourself with relationships? You're still pondering? You wanting to? You're trying to make excuses to not? What's going on?
I'm just trying to bring myself, and I'm not even. It's not even a trying thing. It was one of those things that hits you, you know, and then you start thinking about it, and you're like, well, I don't feel that way anymore. You know, I feel better about things now. And then, you know, you start thinking maybe there is, you know, something out there for me, whatever that might look like.
You got to leave your house. I do know. You have to leave your house.
Not with internet dating.
They don't have door-to-door dating. No one's going to come knocking on the door and saying, you know, I just found you here and I would like to. You either have to get online and look or you have to go somewhere and look. You can't shut all of those options down and hope something falls out of the sky.
I understand that. Nothing's going to just fall into my lap.
No. As much as you wish.
As much as I wish.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. No, there's just some things medically going on with me right now, and I think it would just be kind of nice to have, you know, someone.
A doctor.
I want to marry a doctor.
Free. Yeah, I mean, you know, I didn't want to get married ever again.
I know.
And my wife, it was her first marriage, and she did want to. And so I was like, well, I understand that, but I just don't want to do it. But I started thinking about it, and this is not why I got married, but I just thought, as you get older, there's more reasons to get married. You know, somebody to kind of help you out, and then there's legal reasons. You need people to be in charge, you know, with the will, you know, and all of that kind of, and property and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's more important as you're older to get married than when you're younger, I think, unless you have kids. And so, I don't know. It makes total sense, and you're not old at all. You're middle-aged and young middle-aged. But as you start going into it's nice to have someone to kind of go through with you, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, my wife and I, you know, I help push her up the stairs. You have bad knees like me.
Yeah.
And you get out of bed and going, oh, you know, it's just, it's fun to do it together. To experience your pains together.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. But I never want to be in a position where I would ask my partner or my spouse to do anything for me that a nurse could do. I would never ask them to be my caretaker.
I don't know. You're the kind of you like to examine things. Like you like to prod and look and feel and stuff like that. Like I can't stand that. Like I've had so I went to Florida and I did some work down in Florida, and while I was there, I developed something like in my eye. It just feels like I constantly have sand in my eye. And I think what happened is I got some sand in my eye and then it scratched my eye. And so it just feels like something's in my eye all the time. And it's been like that for now probably close to 5 or 6 days. It's starting to get a little tiny bit better, but to the point where I was just like, is there really something in my eye? And so I told my wife, I was like, I think I want you to look in my eye. I never want that ever.
You've never asked anybody to look in anything.
No, I don't like anybody. I don't even like a doctor doing that. But it was so uncomfortable. I was just like, I wanted her to get a flashlight and look in my eye and see if she could find it. And she didn't do it, but I don't know. Maybe I'll have her to do that.
Do you remember my eye injury?
Yeah.
From,
your dancing injury
from a couple years ago.
Uh-huh.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
Only worse, much worse. And when I went in 11 days after it happened, I got bitched out by my doctor.
Yeah.
If there's a scratch, even if there's no more sand in your eye, if there is a scratch, you know how easily that can become infected and you can lose your eyesight.
Cool.
So you might just want to make a quick appointment.
It's getting better. I've been praying about it.
Oh my God. Stop it.
So I wanted to talk about a couple of things. So I had a weird experience. You know, I told you I went to Florida. By the way, are you done?
Yes, I think we finished. I think we finished my relationship.
So I had this weird, what I would call existential experience when I was coming back from Florida. First of all, I've been to the same place in Florida several times. It was really Destin, Florida. And when you go there from Atlanta, you go through these back roads that go through Georgia and then go into southern Alabama. One of the most rural areas that I've ever been, and it goes southern Alabama and then into North Florida, and it's just so. And I don't mean this in a negative way. Backwoods rural.
Yeah.
So that's how I grew up. I grew up in East Tennessee, backwoods rural.
Northeast Tennessee.
Kind of, yeah. Knoxville, right outside of Knoxville, but it's East Tennessee.
Yeah.
And but it reminds me a lot of that, like where I grew up, but even more extreme. And every time I go, I want to take pictures. I want to pull a car over and take pictures because there's so many wonderful looking barns and old shacks and houses that are falling down, but just gorgeous. I just like that kind of that rural kind of look. But in some ways, it's kind of scary looking. I mean, there's a lot of farmland, a lot of just junky houses, a lot of poverty. People just look like you don't even know how they're living like that.
Yeah.
But it's just to me, it's a very interesting drive. So coming back, I was coming through southern Alabama through farmland. And it's just looking around on both sides and looking at all of the interesting sights. And I come to this little farm area. And it's over on the right side. I'm driving, kind of looking out the front window. And there's this big pasture. And you could see cows way out in the distance. So there's a lot of cows out there. And right kind of close to the road, in a little patch, completely alone. There's no cows anywhere close by.
Right.
There was what looked like an adolescent cow. It wasn't like a baby calf, but it wasn't a full-grown cow.
Okay.
And it was kind of wiry. It just looked like a teenage cow.
Okay.
I was a teenage cow, and it was sitting there. And I was as I drove up. Its butt was facing me, and it kind of like had its legs sort of spread, like it was almost having trouble standing up. And I looked at it and I thought, is there something wrong with that cow? It looks like it has mad cow disease or something.
Sure.
And so as I'm driving past it, she kind of looked over toward me, but then kind of stretched behind, like it was like had flies back there or something, But it still kind of looked like it was almost like didn't have control of its nerves. Or I don't know.
Okay.
It may have just been in my mind, but it was a very scrappy looking cow. It needed a good bath.
Right.
It needed a brushing.
Sure.
But I just remember, it's just like all of a sudden, I started just thinking about that cow, and I just thought, I'm in this little location, I don't know, this is going to get weird.
Okay.
And I apologize. But it's like, I'm in this remote location in the middle of nowhere in America, in southern Alabama. And here's this little cow by itself. And I just thought, what the hell does this cow have to do with anything? It's living. What's its purpose? Why is it there? What is it? And obviously cows don't self-reflect, but it's just like, I felt like I almost became that cow.
Okay.
And I was just like questioning, why are we here? Why is this little cow life, standing in the middle of the field? What is it contributing? Why is it here?
Okay.
And then I just started thinking, like, why we're all that cow. We're all standing in this remote field, and what is our purpose? That cow does it have a name? Does it need a name? But it's just like, it was obviously born. It didn't ask to be born. And it just got squirted out, and it's standing there eating grass. And at some point, I'm sure it's going to be killed for meat. But it's just like, what, if he's standing there just feeling the breeze on his face, it's great, being in the moment. But it's just, I don't know. I felt like there's no purpose of anything.
I've had those feelings before.
And then I almost pulled over to cry.
Oh no.
It was, I just felt so depressed.
Yeah.
And not just for me, but just for this little cow, that I just felt like almost like it's not important.
Yep.
It didn't have, it's just another number in all of these cows, and it doesn't know that.
Mm-mm.
It's just standing there trying to make the best of its life. And I started thinking about my grandparents. And I just thought about, through the course of their lives, the things that they did that were important to them. Trips that they counted down the days to go on the trips, and family events and things, you know, births and cousins and friends and celebrating anniversaries and whatever they did over and over and over. And now they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
None of that is important.
Mm-mm.
And there's like 1.5 generations that remember my grandparents. And they'll be gone in 25 years.
Yep.
And my grandparents will be nobody.
Yep.
No one will know who they are.
Exactly.
It's just like we're like that little cow. We just go away.
Yeah. You just disappear.
It's like when you go into
history.
you go into an antique market, you see these pictures. I look at these pictures of these people in antique markets. No one knows who they are. They're just, you can buy them for 35 cents. That was an important photo at some point in their life. Now, no, I don't know who this is.
Mm-hmm. And how did it end up there?
And no one will ever know. The generations who knew those people are gone,
mm-hmm.
and no one can identify them. They're just an image on a piece of paper now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's felt so weird. Maybe it's just one of those things as you get older, but I don't know that I'll ever forget that little calf. And maybe that's my memory will keep it alive. I don't know.
There you go.
But it's just like that little cow. I wanted to pull over. I have a thing about cows. I've told you, I have a connection because I grew up with cows, but I just wanted to pull over and just be friends with the cow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just felt like the cow needed a friend.
Yeah, because he was all alone, or she was all alone.
Bit me or something, but
no.
But it's still, I just think, what is it? What is it doing? What's its purpose?
It's living. It's growing.
It took me, the rest of the way home, I was in this kind of funk. I just really, I started questioning. I would just drive around. I would just see people's houses out in the middle of nowhere. I was like, what do they do? They'd go home every day and they have dinner, watch some TV. I don't know who lives there. Mm-hmm. No one knows who lives there, mm-hmm. but they have an existence. Oh, and then here's the other thing. This kind of happened before that, and this is a kind of a growth thing for myself.
Okay.
But I went to a restaurant, a Chinese buffet restaurant, and while I was in the restaurant, there was a family sitting at a table in front of me. And there was a man and what I assumed was his wife. Mm-hmm. They looked like they were in their late 60s.
Okay.
Actually, no. Yeah. And then there was a woman that looked like she was in her 80s.
Okay.
Which I assumed was one of their mothers.
Sure.
And then there were a couple of kids, looked like they were in their 20s.
Okay.
So they're all sitting there, and this is where the judgment thing comes in. It's what I would call like... When I was like from where I come from, we would just call them like they were like very uneducated, almost like what you would say would be like trailer park white trash. From the way they were dressed, they were just really loud. The way they talked and everything, they didn't seem like the most educated people.
Okay.
And they're sitting there, but they're all together. The family's together. Mm-hmm. They're having dinner mm-hmm. together, and they seem to be having a great time, which is great. And I was using the time to kind of challenge my own prejudices and stuff and try to be patient, understanding, and get a whole different view of who I was looking at. Mm-hmm. And I started thinking the man didn't have teeth. Mm-hmm. And was wearing easily looked like Goodwill clothes.
Sure,
nothing wrong with that. I buy Goodwill clothes.
I do too.
But he looked pretty rough. He didn't. He looked like he didn't have an easy life.
Yeah.
But he was smiling, and they were laughing and cutting up. But I just started thinking, he's in his 60s now, most likely, and he's got a story.
Yes.
He's done things throughout his life, 60 years apparently, more than 60 years. What has he done? What has he contributed to life?
What has he gone through?
What has he gone through? What's
yeah.
his experiences? What has he shared? What has he done?
What is he keeping inside?
And then everyone at the table, I just started like going through and thinking about their stories and how it's so easy just to look at people and just write them off as, oh, those people are crazy, or those people are low class, or those people are whatever they do.
To label
we
somebody.
do that. We all tend to do it in some way or another. But I just tried not to do that, and I tried to kind of think about the people in a different way, and just to really kind of get in and realize that they have contributed in whatever way they've contributed to life for 60 something years, apparently.
And just, and to see them just as human beings.
Yeah.
And not as whatever you want to label them as.
Yeah.
And just remember that person, like you said, has had experiences. Things have happened to them. They've done things. They may have had successes and failures in their life. They may, like you said, have shared things that have helped others. They may have been that ear that somebody needed. They may have been that shoulder that somebody needed. And sometimes you have to remember they're also probably holding something inside that they have that they need to get out, that is bringing them down as well, like we all do. And it's just another human being.
Yeah. Well, I tend to, it's my fault. I'm very aware of it, but I think I tend to judge people a lot of times for education, because my family were all educators. My grandparents were school teachers. My dad was a school teacher. And so there's a lot of educators, and they all kind of had higher education. And so I think I place a lot of value on that. And I'm not saying it's not valuable. I think it is. But it also makes me sometimes judge people who apparently don't have that. And it's not fair. It's not a fair judgment, but no, most prejudices aren't fair.
Right.
And to be a slave to those prejudices is a sad thing. So if you can ever catch yourself in the middle of having the prejudices and challenge them, which is what I was trying to do. But still, it just made me think, when I was driving through the little rural area of southern Alabama, and just thinking, I see just like a little shack house that obviously someone lived in. And I just think, what do they do? What are their Thanksgivings like? Who comes over to the house that they love? Who do they have a little dog or a cat that loves being in that house? Trying to create the stories. And
then also, does anybody come to visit them?
Yeah.
Are they all alone? Do they need someone to come and visit them?
But it's all, to me, it's all the calf. It's all the cow. We're all the little cow looking for a place in life. And I don't know. To me, there's a tremendous amount of sadness about that. I don't know why, but anyway, I'm going to stop it there. I don't want to get too.
Because you're going to start crying.
No, I just don't want to be too depressing. It was depressing, and I don't know the answers to it. But just to see, as human beings, we don't always value the lives of animals.
Oh, no.
Some animals we value more.
Right.
Dogs and cats we tend to value more. And cows, a lot of times, chickens, and pigs are commodities. They're raised to be food.
Livestock.
And so, you don't make emotional connections with them. And I'm not really that kind of person. But I also know that in a farm community where you got hundreds and hundreds of cows, that those cows are being bred for a purpose. The cows themselves don't know it. Someday they will. But I don't know. I just see that little life there, and to me, there's a value in that life. And just wondering what its experience is out in the middle of the pasture by itself. Is it lonely? Is it feeling? What's it feeling? Is it having a good time? I don't know.
Is he just a loner? Is she just a loner? Would she just prefer not to be out there?
Yeah.
Or did she get left behind?
It's like I'm driving, and maybe she looks and goes, "Oh, look at that asshole guy."
I mean, she could have a
so glad I'm here and I'm not in that car.
Right.
Jeez, that guy. You never know.
You never know what someone else is thinking.
That was a very, even though I don't know that I communicated it well, it was a very powerful moment for myself.
Interesting. No. Maybe you should write an essay about it.
No.
Why?
No, I don't think I will.
Okay. So let's lighten the mood a little bit. Where are we at? We got we're close.
Huh?
You said how we're close to being done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wrap it up soon.
Okay. So let's lighten the mood just a little bit. I have a joke here. You're going to love this one. You are going to love
I doubt it.
this joke.
Doubt it.
What do a cigarette and a hamster have in common?
A butt?
No.
Oh.
They are both completely harmless until you stick one in your mouth and light it on fire.
Oh, okay.
Don't light hamsters on fire.
No.
And don't smoke.
Oh, that reminds me. Quickly, so my birthday's next month. You know what I'm thinking about doing?
What?
Thinking on my
What?
on my 60th birthday,
Yeah.
have a cigar.
But don't buy the 5-pack.
No. I just think, so what I'm thinking about doing is going to like a jazz club or something.
And buying a good
And I know you
cigar.
can't smoke inside anymore, but I don't know. I might, for my 60th birthday, I might celebrate with a cigar. I haven't had a cigar in probably 10 years, more than 10 years, I know. Yeah, you're right. Bill, because I was wearing a kilt when I had my cigar last time.
Yeah.
So it's been about 8 years.
Okay,
maybe.
yeah. That sounds about right.
9 years.
We'll agree on 9.
Yeah, I think I know when it was.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a big, nasty, smelly cigar. Yeah.
If you need a place to get one, the Kroger by my house actually has a cigar aficionado there.
Yeah.
And there's
I want a good one.
Yeah.
I mean, you're only 60 once, right?
I hope so.
Yeah. So I want a good one.
All
I want
right.
a good celebration cigar. Yeah.
Just, if you can't smoke the whole thing in one go, don't do it. Like,
I don't know. I'll throw it away when I'm done.
and then have some scotch with it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Why not? Sure.
But that's a fall
And then
thing.
for like a week after, my mouth is going to taste like
and feel like you're going to die.
cow's ass.
And your heart is going to be going, what the hell?
No, see, that's the thing. I got to not inhale it because I always inhale cigars.
Right.
That's why I had to stop. So I got to make sure that I don't inhale them. That's what because that will really, like, I don't need that.
No, you don't need that.
My allergies, I don't need that. But I do. I think I'm going to do one to enjoy. Yeah.
So do you have a best of?
Oh, no.
I do.
Do you?
I do.
Well, do your best of it. Let me see what I can think of.
Okay. I don't know if I already used this one or not.
Okay.
I don't think
I got
I
one.
did.
I got a good one.
Okay. I did not use this one yet because I didn't watch it until after we recorded last time.
Okay.
There's a movie on Netflix called The Atom Project.
Oh, yeah?
It stars Ryan Reynolds.
Okay. Your boyfriend?
My boyfriend. I wish. And so it's an amazing movie.
Is that the one with The Rock?
No, that's
It's a
Red
different-
Notice. That's
okay.
Red Notice, which is also a good movie. But The Atom Project is an awesome movie.
Okay.
It is. So it's about time travel.
Okay.
There's a little. Obviously, there's some sci-fi involved because it's about time travel.
So you like Ryan Reynolds when he time travels and David Tennant when he time travels? You're just like into time travel.
No, I'm just into
You just want the travel dudes.
taller, kind of thin guys, I guess.
Who travel
Who
time.
travel through time.
Yeah.
Now, I will tell you that Ryan Reynolds is not thin in this movie.
Oh, really? Chunky?
I mean, no, he's not chunky.
Oh, beefy.
He's ripped.
Okay.
But anyways, we'll get into that. Or maybe we won't. You check it out for yourself.
Okay.
But The Atom Project on Netflix is about time travel, and it's about it's funny. It is like laugh out loud funny at some points, and then at some points you are crying.
Yeah.
It is so touching, and his acting in this particular movie blows me away.
Oh,
blows me away. So good. Like, of course, there are times when he's just being Ryan Reynolds, because he does that a lot in his movie. He's
well,
just
that's why
Ryan
he's
Reynolds.
popular.
Yeah.
People like him.
But then there are parts where you're just like, I didn't know he could act like that. It's pretty great.
Yeah.
It's very touching, and it ultimately the entire movie is very touching. So check it out, The Atom Project on Netflix.
Okay. Cool.
That's my best of. What's yours?
Okay, so I went out to eat with some friends last night, and I had a cocktail. I've only become a cocktail person in maybe the past year. I've never liked cocktails at all. And then my wife last year decided she wanted to start making cocktails. So
It was about 2 years ago. But
yeah, and so I started having a few, and so and I found a few that I like, and so I've been more willing to kind of try them out in restaurants. So I had one last night, And this is something I already know that I like, but last night was really good, and I had 2 of them.
Yeah.
And it's Buffalo Trace whiskey.
Yep.
If you never had it, it's made up in right outside of Lexington, I think.
I think so. It's on the Bourbon Trail.
Yeah, a little bit of a drive out there, up in Kentucky. My wife and I saw a documentary. I think the documentary is still on Netflix about whiskey. I think I can't remember the name of it, but the owner, I believe, of the distillery was on there, and they're like, if I'm not mistaken, and I might be, they're like the first black-owned whiskey company in America.
Oh,
maybe, but holy crap, that's just, it's the best tasting whiskey I've ever had.
It is so good.
And I don't know how to explain it. I believe it's got a little bit of a vanilla taste in it, but I don't know that that's it. It's a very unique taste. It's the only whiskey that I think I would be happy just drinking straight. It's that good.
Yeah.
But anyway, Buffalo Trace, it's hard to find down here now.
Is it really?
It's getting so popular.
Yeah.
Sells out. But anyway, and it's great in almost any cocktail. If I can order it in a cocktail and replace a different whiskey, I will.
But what if the cocktail was based on a particular type of whiskey, and then you throw Buffalo Trace in it, and then you don't like the cocktail?
Well, I wouldn't know. I don't know enough about cocktails to be that smart about it.
Okay.
I just would be, and I would trust the waiter to go, oh well, you need. So like there was a drink last night, and I think it was based on the type of whiskey. It was called something rare whiskey or something, and it just seemed like that to replace it would not be a good idea, so I didn't order that one.
Right.
But yeah. So if you get a chance, go to a liquor store, Buffalo Trace. If you've not tried it, make a drink or two. I think it'll win you over. It's so good.
Or just taste it straight.
Yeah.
Or on ice.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. And you said vanilla. There might be some vanilla in there. I get caramel.
Yeah.
Caramel,
it's got that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's yummy.
But it doesn't taste flavored.
No, it's not.
It tastes like a different flavor. But it's so unique. I don't know how to explain it. It's got its own taste.
Yeah, and it's not sweet.
No.
So,
nope.
All right.
Are we done?
I think so.
We're done.
You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Twitter. You can find us on Facebook. That's where probably you could find us more often than not. But I personally have not been on any social media for a little while.
Taking a break.
Well, yeah. Sometimes I'll jump on there and just post something that I like a song or something, and then jump back off. But yeah, I have like 18 or 20 messages waiting for me.
Yeah.
I've got, notifications. I've got, and I'm just like, no, I don't really want to get on there right now. I guess I'm taking a break.
Well, if you don't want to get on social media, just send us an email, thisepicdisaster@gmail.com. And we have a website, thisepicdisaster.com, which we try to keep updated. I just realized that I haven't posted like the last 3 podcasts because I've been out of town.
I know.
So I need to do that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I can do that. So I'll update the website tomorrow. But you can go hang out, and I want to try to start writing some stories and stuff for the website. I feel like that needs to be done. I think we need to kind of do that. And I think we talked about doing some more videos and
yes.
so
Little
we need to do
ones
more of that.
or long
yeah, like
ones,
just
whatever.
for ourselves.
Sure.
So we don't always have to get together. You could do some stuff in your house. I could do some stuff in mine, and we could post them.
Sounds good to me.
That would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, come hang out with us. Next month is my birthday. I'm trying to put together a birthday celebration. Here's what I need. I need some tips.
You need tits?
Well, I need that too. That's what I'm asking for my birthday.
Uh-huh.
But no, for my birthday. So early on, I talked about something I was planning on doing. I was going to write a poem a day.
Yeah.
And then I realized, that's not going to work.
You can't make that happen.
It's just that can't. It's just like physically, it's impossible.
Right.
I mean, you can put down 2 or 3 words that rhyme, but to actually make a poem, you need to polish it. You need to live with it a while. It just takes a process.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't. I decided that wasn't a good goal.
Okay.
And so I don't have anything else.
I have an idea for you.
What can I do? I need something that I want to do something like every day for my 60th year, like I did when I was 50. I wore a kilt every day for a year. Now I want to do something for my 60s.
I would suggest, I know you're into writing, and that's this can kind of be like an option other than writing a poem a day. Just do some train of thought writing. Give yourself 15 minutes a morning and just do some train of thought writing and just write everything out. And then eventually, like maybe later in the day, you can go back and read what you wrote and see if you can find something in there that might make a nice poem.
I would be willing to do that, but I couldn't do that publicly. I wouldn't do it publicly.
No.
I feel like that there's going to be some times that I just don't have the time to do that. Like when I'm on the road doing work or something, I can't sit down and write.
Yeah.
So I need something, and I don't know what it is. I don't want to wear something. I already did that.
You already did that. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I get a tattoo. I don't know.
A tattoo a day?
No. On my 60th, get a tattoo. I don't know. That's not going to work, but I really don't know. But that's why I'm kind of letting people make maybe
suggestions.
Yeah, maybe listeners can suggest something interesting that I could do every day for a year. That would be interesting. One of the things I thought about doing, and I might do this, but I don't know that I'm going to make it the thing, but I wanted to document just how I change. So I was thinking about taking a photo of myself.
Oh, those
every
are
day.
fun.
Yeah.
I love those.
Might do that every day of my 60th year.
And then on your 61st birthday, you can upload it.
Yeah.
If
I'll look horrible, so who knows?
No.
But that might be something I do.
That would
but
be
I need
fun.
something else. I need something, I don't know. I think people might have good ideas.
Yeah, let's hear your ideas and let's see what Rick ends up doing. Now, let's talk about this beer before
Let's
we
quickly talk about the beer. Mine is gone. Yours is still, still got some.
Yeah, I've been thirsty and I've been wanting to drink it. My stomach is a little bit like,
Uh-oh.
Well, we ate before.
Yeah.
And so I'm just full. I'm just full.
Well, I'm a Pilsner kind of guy. I like Pilsners.
Me too.
They're just your basic, just regular kind of beer. And this one is that. It doesn't have a lot of heavy flavors. It's just your basic beer.
Yep.
And it's a good one. I like it.
I'll tell you again what we're drinking. It's Mama's Little Yella Pills.
I don't know if my mom had any of those.
Probably not. It's a Bohemian Pilsner, 4.7% alcohol, and it's from Oskar Blues Brewery.
Okay. What do you think? Do you like it?
I do. I like it a lot. I'm probably going to give it a 3.5.
That's exactly what I was going to give it. All right.
We are the
both
same
on
person.
No, we have we have proof we're not. But today we both like the Pilsner, and that's a good one. I would drink more of this, except I didn't buy it. But it's just one of those that's just going to taste good with food. Like you go to a restaurant, and if they have that on the menu, order it because it's good.
Yeah.
Good with food.
Yeah, it's got a bright kind of flavor to it. So, yeah, I like it.
All right. Well, we did that. We did another podcast. Another podcast down.
Shocking.
Yeah. I hope that cow's okay. I kind of feel like maybe I should have adopted the cow. I should have gotten out. You know, like on what's the movie with Billy Crystal, the City Slickers, where he adopts the cow. Maybe I should have done that. I kind of feel like I had a bond with that cow.
Go back and see if you can.
I think it's gone forever. I don't think I'll ever find it again.
Really?
Little cow.
Oh, well, you hold that little cow in your heart.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, everybody.
Talk to you later.
Think about your little cows. Take care of your little cows.
Take care of all the little cows.
We'll be back next Monday to check on your little cows.
See you then.
All right.
Bye. This is a Violet Jester Media podcast.